This is a Buick Nailhead distributor. It's got the original points in it, and I need to set the gap here on the points. Now this procedure I'm going to go through it. It'll work on just about any distributor that has a set of points in it. Yeah, whether it be Ford, GM, Oldsmobile, Pontiac, Chrysler, Dodge, Plymouth, Ford, Mercury. If it's got points in it, they're basically all the same. So basically the gist of what you got going on here is you got a cam. This is an 8-cylinder engine, so it's cam in here. It's shaped like an octagon, so it has 8 flats, 8 points. And what we got is this guy rotates around here and it opens and closes the points. So we gotta set that gap when it's at maximum opening. This is a little easier to do in the engine because then the engine is gonna hold this shaft and keep it from rotating. But I'm gonna show you, it's easier for me to show you how to do it out here. So what goes on here is we got an Allen key and we put it in here and rotate this back and forth, and what that's going to do is it's going to move the frame here and it's going to make your gap larger, smaller. So what we need to do is we need to measure this gap. So we got a couple different ways we can do that. Typically most guys use feeler gauge. This distributor is gonna, if we're anywhere in the range between 14 7/8 up to 20 7/8, we're gonna be okay. So you go in here and select your feeler gauge. Maybe you want to set it to 16, 17. Select your feeler gauge, measure the gap. You're good to go. Another way is to use a business card. Take a business card, measure it. This one's at 15 7/8, so no problem. We can use this one to set the gap. You can cut it down to the size you like, stick it in there, check it. I like to use a wire. Got a simple stainless steel wire. I found a wire that's 15 7/8 thick, perfect to measure the gap. So what you do is you rotate the shaft till the gap's maxed out. Essentially it's riding on the corner. Check your gap. Wire easily slides through there, so we're gonna make this gap a little smaller. Oh, now it won't slide through. A little bigger. Yep, there we are. Yep, I can feel it just barely fits through. So there we are. We've got 15 7/8 gap. We're all good to go here. Now we can get this distributor back in the engine, get the engine running. Once we got the engine running, then what we can do is we can measure the dwell angle. Now the dwell angle is a function of across here how long the points are closed across the flat. So what you do is take your dwell meter, hook this guy up here, hook the leads up to the coil, and then what you'll see is you'll see this meter here. When the engine's running, this meter is going to show you how much dwell angle you have set on these points. So what's going to happen is you're going to need to go through the same procedure of adjusting the points. Well, what'll happen is you'll have a distributor with it'll have a little door in it. So you'll open up that little door and then you'll stick your Allen key in here and you're going to adjust the gap. But essentially this time what you're doing is you're thinking of it not as a gap, but you're thinking of it as a dwell angle. And it's typical for these distributors. You're going to want to be at 30. So you adjust it at 30 degrees, then you're set. Good to go.